Could you talk more about David? You said you developed him. How long did it take for you to develop him?
Okay, well, concerning David, who is in Switzerland with FC Ara, it was a friend by then who also wants to go into coaching. So normally he comes to the field to assist me. So he stays around estate. So he said he was walking one day and he saw the boy, which is David, training on the mountain. So the way he saw the David structure and the physique, he said, no, this boy has to play. So he took David's number. So when he came to training, he talked to me that he saw one boy who was training on the field. So he think the boy can fit into it. I said, why not? He should bring the boy and let's see. So when he brought the boy, with the way I was saying earlier on, the physics, the moment I saw David's physique, I said, wow, this boy has to play. He had the physique, the height, but he was fat. So when he came, I asked him, what's your name? Where from? He said, I'm David. I said, where from you? He said, it's from Emena Castle. Emena Castle over there. I said, okay, where is your mom and dad? He said, oh, his dad stays as a shaman, but he came to Accra, specifically Kwabena with his mom, but it's unfortunately his mom has passed away. So currently he was living with his friends. I said, wow, okay. So I sat him down and I said, for me, I'm a football person. If you really want to play and make it in life, just listen to me. If I said sleep, you have to sleep. If I said wake up, you have to wake up. Since I'm a football person, I can never take you to carpentry or mason work. All that we are going to do is about football. If only you are ready to play, trust me, within 2-3 years, see yourself where you'll be. So I threw a challenge to him. And the boy too was very dedicated. He wants to do it. If I call him 5 a.m. that we are training here, before I'll get to the field, David is already there. The one thing I will say about David, because of his respect, dedication, that made him who he is as at now. So when we started, he's not good in playing, let me say that. So by then, I was having a senior player, Skido, who I'm watching, a lot of top players. So David was the one nobody thought he could make it to football. So whenever we are playing, we just stay behind the pack. So when the ball goes out, then we'll bring it. When the ball goes out, it's left with maybe 5 minutes, and I will let him come and play. So after every section, because the way it's fat, so I will wait when the sun is on it. Then I will tell him, I'm giving you 30 minutes. You are going round. I did that because it's fat, so I want him to bend the fat. So whenever the sun rises very hot, that's when I will let him start to run, for him to sweat more, so that he can drain the body and the fat in him. So I keep doing that before I started with the passing drill with him, because he was very big fat. So if you start the passing drill with him, it might not help him. So I need to let him train to be a football person. Like the body has to be a football shape before I'll start. So I did that before we came to the ball. I'll come to the passing technique. Whenever we are going to play, I'll give him 10 minutes, 15 minutes. I remember we play against a team at Teteh called Zinabs FC. That day I said, no, I'll start David. So he's a center back. But because of a lot of mistakes, and he's now starting, I said, no, being a center back, I cannot put in a center back, because any mistake he's going to do is going to cause us. So I push him to the right back. And we had the winger of the opponent, right? Speed, he's a speedster. That day, David couldn't talk from Teteh to this place because he was so tired. He played only for 45 minutes. When I changed him, he didn't talk. I said, don't worry. I know you get tired, but just small spot you get there. The boy also listened and very respectful. We keep it from there. Then we organized a match against Mighty Jets. That day was David's best game. I can say that was the day David had his breakthrough. So after the game, the Mighty Jets people called me that they want my boy to come and be with them. I said, oh, no problem. I'm developing players to give it to clubs. So if you have showed interested in it, why not? I'll give it to him, because I can't keep him. So, and if David goes, that will let me know that I'm doing a good job, because if you are able to train a player, somebody who is nobody, if you are able to train him for a first division club like Mighty Jets, who has played a Premier League before, said he wants your player, it's a plus. So I release David to them based on percentage, because for me, I pick players who are nobody. I waste money on them, waste time to develop them. And if as I'm giving a player to them, how much are they going to give me? It's rather better for me to do an agreement with percentage. So I release David to them.
Percentage, what do you mean?
I mean, like, I give it to them free without taking any transfer fee. So when they are able to transfer him, any money that will come, I will also have my percentage out of the money that will come. So when I give it to them, lucky enough, because of the way David is very humble and the way he's respectful, all the club's officials also like him very well. And I will use this opportunity to thank my godfather, who is Abu Sondoko of Mighty Death. He also believed in the boy and believed in him very well. If maybe David does something wrong, you just call me, talk to the boy. This is what he did. This is what he did. It's not good. Advise him. When I took him there, David has not yet developed. It was through the experience of the Abu Sondoko, who told me that David always stand flat-footed whenever they are playing. So he gave me a type of training so that I'll use it for David. So anytime David close from Mighty Death, when he comes, then we work on how to stand on his foot, because most of the times, if you are a center back and you stand flat-footed, before you turn, the striker has gone. So it taught me a training which I supposed to train David. He always had to stand on his heel so that when the ball goes, he can close the striker. That was the training who made David who he is today.
Okay, so how long did it take for you to develop him?
It takes me 4 years to develop David before giving him to Mighty Death. For 4 good years before David was in shape, before I gave him to Mighty Death.
And for Mighty Jets, how did his career progress?
Okay, when David went to Mighty Death, he played only 3 league matches. That was when Anas Expose came. He played only 3 matches. Then Anas Expose came, so they need to stop the league.
Could you explain the Nana?
Okay, the Anas Expose was when there was a video circulating around that there are some match officials, club owners taking bribe from people. And that was the Anas Expose, which went viral to FIFA and everywhere. So FIFA has to ban Ghana for us to restructure our football. And that was how it came. So there were no football for I think about 2 to 3 years, if I'm right. So out of the Anas Expose, there came to the committee members to organize a normalization committee. So they organized a tournament for the clubs to play, which will keep them active whilst they are doing investigation concerning the Anas Expose. So out of that, they played the Anas Expose, that's normalization committee. So after that, and Keto Kreku, the current FA president, he brought some agents from Israel. They organized a tournament that we said. So out of the tournament, David was picked. And those tournaments, I think David didn't even play for a season at Mighty Jet. When he went there, the first season was when he had the opportunity to play in the tournament, and he was scouted to Maccabi Haifa in Israel.